I really can't believe that I'm saying this, but I think Wish was a better movie than Moana 2. Yeah, Wish was a really mediocre film, but I had some positive emotions after watching it, while the sequel of Moana left me mostly flabbergasted by how bad it was. Probably many of you are aware that Moana 2 was not supposed to be a theatrical movie. Originally it was supposed to be a show for Disney Plus, but then Disney changed its mind. Wish, released a year ago, was a financial catastrophe for Disney. Previous Disney cartoons like Encanto and Strange World also bombed badly, so Disney desperately needed some box office success. And since Moana is literally the most popular movie in the history of streaming, the company realized that the theatrical sequel would be a massive financial hit. They were not wrong, since Moana 2 is projected to make at least $1.2 billion. But let's put box office aside and focus on the film itself. Moana 2 was gonna be a show, and that's pretty obvious. Let's talk about animation for a bit. Usually theatrical sequels at least have upgraded animation quality. Compare Frozen to Frozen 2, for example. Frozen 2 has way more advanced computer animation. But Moana 2 doesn't look any better than the original movie. The animation quality stays more or less the same, and even worse at times, especially when it comes to ocean. The first film had breathtaking water animation. The ocean looked absolutely stunningly beautiful. The sequel looked really bland in comparison. Nothing memorable at all. It was very obviously made for Disney Plus. I didn't watch Moana 2 in IMAX, and I'm glad that I didn't waste my money. It's not worth being played in IMAX. Between this and the War of the Rohirrim with its 3 frames per second, I feel bad for IMAX. It certainly deserves much better than this. The story in Moana 2 is clumsy as hell. I hope that the 3 directors would be able to somehow stitch TV episodes together into a more or less cohesive story that feels like a movie, but they were not up to the task. You can clearly see where each episode was supposed to end. It's like a poorly sewn tapestry. Some random fragments that were poorly edited together to look like a continuous action. The cuts are bad. I am not a professional editor, but I do edit my short films from time to time, and I wouldn't have allowed myself to do such a lazy job. The scenes with Moana and Maui switch annoyingly abruptly. The script is not good either. It's basically the first Moana again, but way worse, way less emotional, with way less at stake. In the first movie, Moana had to restore the heart of Te Fiti to save her home island from the curse. The villagers would have just died if Moana didn't risk her life. In the sequel, if Moana stayed, nothing would have changed much at all. The worst scene of the whole movie was Moana's awkward fake death. Everyone knew she would not die, everyone knew she would be resurrected after Maui finishes his song, but we still had to sit through 3 minutes of shame. And before that there was Maui's fake death too, 2 fake deaths in a span of just 5 minutes. Unlike the first time, Moana takes a crew with her, but her companions are criminally poorly written. I really liked this quirky, nerdy girl. She was pretty cool, but she had no significant role in the story at all. Plus, she's basically the copy of Moana, almost the same personality as our main protagonist, but with a New Zealand accent. Why the heck would Moana think that taking a 90-year-old man on a dangerous sea voyage is a great idea? The chicken had more chances to survive the sea travel than him. The humor got juvenilized. The first film had precisely one childish joke about the water getting warm. This movie has lots of jokes about, pardon me, snots and butts. These jokes aren't funny if you're older than 6, of course. The coconut people suddenly became misunderstood homeless guys who just lost their home. At least that explains why the ocean didn't help Moana when she and Maui were attacked in the first movie. I read some reviews before watching Moana 2 and knew that the story wasn't gonna be great, but I at least hoped to enjoy some good music. At least songs should be good in a Disney movie, right? Moana 2 had only one memorable tune, and that was Beyond. And even Beyond felt like a pale imitation of how far I'll go. Half of the soundtrack doesn't even have a Polynesian or Pacific vibe. Get Lost sounds like a generic Broadway song, and Can I Get a Chihu, which Disney allegedly submitted to the Oscars? That song sounds like pure trash, I'm sorry. Especially the part where Dwayne Johnson is pseudo-rapping. Other songs are very unremarkable, and I can't even hum a single tune. At least Wish had some decent songs like This Wish and Welcome to Roses that I still listen to from time to time. I doubt that I'll ever touch the soundtrack of Moana 2 outside maybe Beyond. Moana 2 made me actually appreciate Lin-Manuel Miranda as a songwriter. Listening to Encanto soundtrack still gives me shivers. It's just so good. And the lyrics are smart and creative. Unfortunately, I can't play this song for you here, copyright, but I wish I could juxtapose. Moana 2 was that underwhelming that it made me wanna forget Disney even exists. For comparison, Wish made me wanna rewatch some Disney bangers like Tangled or Encanto. Moana 2 should have remained a series, or the release date should have been postponed to improve animation and editing at least a little bit. Doubt that would have made the movie any good, though, but still, it would have been better than whatever we got now. Walt Disney Animation Studios seems to be dead right now. Their original post-pandemic films bombed, even Encanto failed, unfortunately. But Moana 2 is gonna make over $1 billion, so we're gonna see more sequels. Moana 3 is definitely happening because the post-credits scene. And, by the way, I didn't mention the post-credits scene yet. It was so hilarious. They literally teased Moana's version of Thanos, who gathers different villains including Tamatoa to take down Moana. Moana has officially turned into MCU now. I cringed so hard watching this scene, you can't even imagine. It was 100% supposed to be a cliffhanger ending of season 1. Anyway, if someone tells you to avoid Moana 2 at all costs, even if you are a Disney fan like me, listen to them, don't watch it, it's really that bad. Thanks for watching this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and see ya.